Yo, here's some fresh perspective for you. Feel free to take notes. This is wisdom from the great beyond. Let's hit it. I'm just here to hold up a mirror. If you don't like what is reflected back to you, you have the power to change it. It's your choice to ignore my warnings. The best place to put your opinions is up your ass, since that's where your thought process is located. The fruition coming from my healing isn't meant for everyone to bite into. We have every right to be cautious of who we let in our life. People can be devious, especially if you have to go through the darkness in order to understand the light. And if you spend your life avoiding the darkness or believing it's not there, then I can't be around you, because we're going to come into some complications that you're not going to be able to foresee that I foresee, because I'm very highly aware and intelligent. I'm about to start over. The fruit, because it's just so good. The fruition coming from my healing isn't meant for everyone to bite into. We have every right to be cautious of who we let into our life. People can be devious. Doesn't mean you're damaged. It means you know darkness lies within us all, not just some. Believe it or not, doesn't change the fact that it's true. If we keep ignoring and pretending, it'll only become stronger. You must face your darkness. Stop pretending it's not there. The right amount of circumstances you experience will prove me right. I'm speaking facts because it's true, not because I want to be right. It's all about awareness. If you don't have any or aren't seeking any, access denied. I can tell by how you speak how much you have. There was a video that popped up and was very enlightening. And the caption was, "What does God's voice sound like?" Which I call, again, I know there is many forces acting as a higher power. And another reason why it's called a higher power is because it's beyond the mind can comprehend and see. It's invisible. It's there. It can be seen when it wants to be seen and heard when it wants to be heard. It's very loud and clear. And the guy in the video said, I'm going to kind of paraphrase the best I can. I was trying to write down word for word, but I did the best I could. But I got the main points of what I want to offer the fresh perspective on. He said it's an audible voice, which God's voice or the higher power's voices are an audible voice somehow. He said, here's the stages of it. Man is primarily spirit, then body. Mind, body, and spirit is wrong. Mind, body, and soul is wrong. It's spirit, soul, then body. Spirit is the head, since God is spirit. He won't speak to your soul or body. He will only speak to your spirit, since he's spirit. And where you are spiritually in Him will determine how you hear. If spirit perceives from God, hold on, I had to do a lot of cross outs because if spirit perceives from God, God sends impressions to your soul, which is your gut feeling. Spirit hears God, then pushes it to your soul. Everyone has access to it, which is true. Everyone can access it. It's just whether or not you're willing, again, to admit if you have faith in things, you believe in a higher power. You don't necessarily have to be religious or spiritual if that bothers you. I'm just saying, if you have faith, then that is proof in a higher power. If you have strength to keep pushing through every single day and get up and face everything, that is a higher power showing you how powerful life is. Again, it's time for a fresh perspective. He's clearly on a spiritual path, which is very enlightening. He's correct. The higher power is somehow an audible voice. Higher power is both man and woman, coming in many forms. Higher power can also come to you as a bug, animal, or tree. You can hear the whispers of life by listening very closely. Mind, body, and soul is correct. It doesn't have to be in that order, because again, everything's connected when in the human body and in life. We're all connected in some form or fashion. It doesn't necessarily have to be in that order. It can be soul, mind, and body. Like, it doesn't, as long as you're, putting them, that you know what's important, then it doesn't matter the order. Like, it's just words at the end of the day. It's all about timing and what's needed in the moment. There can be times when your body is fine, yet you feel your soul weeping deep down. Before diving into his words, let's talk about spirit versus soul for a second. Spirit in us is part of us that's connected to the higher power. Again, like your faith. Soul represents life and how we are able to pass on, which makes sense. Our souls have lived through lifetimes of corruption, so it weeps for the loss. Spirit is wild and has no limits, so it's really how we are connected to the higher power. Spirit also gives us our instincts. When we become a human, it all connects into our mind. The mind and body kind of should come first, if you had to say it. A strong mind and body is how we hear. Our human nervous system is how we interpret messages. I'm going to say that again. Where'd it go? Our human nervous system is how we interpret messages. What's wrong is wanting to separate everything or make one above another. It'll create confusion within us, thinking hierarchy exists. The majority of people who follow a higher power also believe in superiority. We aren't supposed to worship a god. We worship life by replenishing, restoring, and preserving our home. We aren't supposed to worship God. We are supposed to worship life by replenishing, restoring, and preserving our home. We aren't supposed to be self-serving as humans. We wouldn't be drowning in corruption if humans truly followed a higher power. God is human ego. You're chasing ego, believing in a hierarchy. That's why my spirit says no to God. Because one thing, one piece, one spirit, one person, one whatever cannot think of everything. It takes a team effort. Hence is why we are supposed to have a diversity of thoughts. Again, why there's so much depth in life. One person can't think of that much depth. No way. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Hint is why we are supposed to have a diversity of thoughts. One perspective is very limiting. Faith tells us we are stronger than our human brain, and we are. We are stronger than any chemical imbalance. We are stronger than any overstimulation. We are stronger. Take a breath. Push to get through the day. I'm saying, like, before you react, before you know what I mean? Try to put that container on it until you're alone. We can overcome anything. We can overcome anything. That's a higher power. I don't know how. I just know spirit and soul connect once we are created in human form. You must learn to separate them, to know what's even speaking to you. It could be the parts of you creating it, like it could be so many different things. Again, you have to know yourself. You need a strong mind for that first. You must be able to quiet the mind, tapping into spirit to hear them. If your mind and body isn't right, then nothing functions properly. You must be able to interpret the higher power's message through our human nervous system, though. Again, you must be able to interpret the higher power's message through our human nervous system, though. I truly believe our body isn't a temple. Temples can be destroyed. We cannot be. I mean, we can die, obviously, but that's not the point. We can be replanted, dying many spiritual deaths to a new version waiting to be revealed. I believe we are like nature, transforming into many forms. Nature is alive, and so are we. A temple doesn't move. We can. A temple is made of hard materials. Nature can grow anywhere. The temple is man-made. We are magic. Higher power can reach us through anything. I know, since faith is a force through it all, so is the higher power. Animals don't have a physical voice, yet the higher power uses nature to show us life in many forms. There isn't just one, which is why we shouldn't be just concerned with human life. Non-verbal beings still speak. We must be in tune to hear differently. That's a higher power speaking to soul. Soul is life in general. Remember, life comes in many, many forms. It's all interchangeably connected. Sounds wild and mysterious because it is. Let your spirit take you beyond the mind. Higher power can speak through a plant and how it develops. So the man in the video can't convince me God only speaks to spirit. Higher power is all things, what we can see and can't. Faith will show you we have no limits. Faith is... Faith is spirit too. Spirit is tied to instincts which provide intuition. In order to be connected to any of that, you must be able to quiet the mind long enough to receive a clear message. Create your own mind by not believing in everything wholeheartedly until you can sit with yourself and have faced the darkness within you. Moving on. Life is all the education we need for prosperity. The rain is here to remind us it's okay to let storms wash it all away, to breathe life into what's going to bloom. It'll still be a beautiful day. The sun is just resting inside you. Rejection is redirection. Redirection is protection. Hashtag reinvention. Heal your gut and rewire trauma so you can heal your nervous system and flush out inflammation. Healing your nervous system will heal your mental spirals and regulate hormones. Healing your spirals will correct mind and body connection. Ooh, that was good. Healing your spirals will correct mind-body connection. When you do all of that, you'll heal your reality. It's a process that can't be rushed, or we delay future progress. Each decision we make does decide our future fate. I'm going to read that one again because that was good. Heal your gut and rewire trauma so you can heal your nervous system and flush out inflammation. Healing your nervous system will heal your mental spirals and regulate hormones. Healing your spirals will correct mind and body connection, which is where the distortion, the delusions, the insecurities, where everything goes haywire. Pits of hell is when the mind and body are not in connection, because you're not going to be able to transmute anything from being anywhere. You're not going to know. You're going to be in the middle of a freaking tornado inside. When you heal all of that, you'll heal your reality. It's a process that can't be rushed, or we delay future progress. Each decision we make does decide our future fate. Moving on. Just some random stuff now. Just like I said, I'm just random. So I saw this video of this guy, man and a wife getting divorced. Guy tells his ex-wife she can have the house. Him and his buddy demolish it the night while she's at work. Grow up. That is so wild to me. That is so disrespectful. He's gonna get so much karma. That is so disrespectful. They broke ground, cleared out a forest to build a home, and you just destroy it. So she's gonna have to either find a home or build again, causing unnecessary destruction because you're mad. That is an inner child wounds that you need to heal. And I want to say this to this man, because how dare you? How dare you tell her she can have it? I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens. I don't care how mad somebody makes you. You lack the self-control. And there's so many people in the comments, hundreds of thousands of people in the comments, like commending this guy and saying how unfair marriage is to men. And it is. It's unfair to... Life is unfair to men and women interchangeably. And it is kind of ridiculous. Like I said, that's why I'm speaking out on stuff. And I'm going to not stop talking until I speak. So, here I am. And it's like, it's just wild to me that was the lack of self-control. I can only imagine how he acted during the marriage. That sums up his character in 5 seconds. Period. End of discussion there. And another video, a son was pranking his mom, calling his girlfriend the B word. And then immediately the mom, she throws a shoe and begins hitting him, which, you know, I understand that she wanted to discipline, but putting your hands is not discipline. It's not healthy communication. And then the girlfriend's like in the background egging it on. And it's like, first of all, learn self-control. She immediately turned violent. And obviously, that sums up how she parented him and why he would even feel like it would be funny to call somebody a degrading word. But at the same time, it's a word. So you can say, hey, please don't ever say that to me again if you want me around you. You know, there's things you can say to let somebody know. And your words are your power. Your presence is your power. So, like, that whole situation, like I said, just unnecessary stuff. And it's like, this planet is weird. Again, a bunch of comments. A lady, like, put in the video, she's like, before she showed the video, she's like, this is a mother-in-law we all want. And it's like, if you think putting hands on somebody is a form of communication, you need to seek help. That means you can't regulate your emotions. That means so many different things. If you really think that putting your hands on somebody is a form of communication or discipline, that just means you can't self-regulate yourself to handle the situation using your mind. Because again, your words and your presence are your power and your respect. You can teach respect with your mind. And it's like, I don't get what would be funny about pretending to be disrespectful to somebody. I mean, I'm sure it's probably scripted, but I'm just saying, it just goes to show the mentality of this planet. And it's ridiculous that people don't have self-control, that they really need a bunch of laws, like making sure people stay in line. It's fucking weird. Like, I've obviously gotten arrested a few times, but like I said, this was before my true spiritual awakening. So I'm talking about, and it's like ridiculous. Like I said, even my actions, it's fucking ridiculous. The things that are mine, like, you have to be able to step outside of all that stuff. You got to, and you are stronger. I'm telling you, man, because I wasted a lot of my time for no reason. Damn. I wish I had somebody, like, holding me accountable when I was growing up. You know what I mean? Shit. Because I had a bunch of people that didn't really give a fuck. Damn. Like, seriously. I look back sometimes and I'm like, man, come on. So that's why I said I'm making my show. I don't mean to be, harsh or bring shame. Because I've done the dumbest shit you could ever think of. This is why like I said, I advocate so strongly for it now. Oh, but it's like, come on, man. Just stop it. We gotta just stop with the hands, throwing the hands. This is the kind of people I want to talk to, and I want to be like, what makes you think it's okay to do that? That's how you assert respect. Somebody should just want to respect you. Like, you can have a presence like that. Or even if they don't, they won't say a word to you. Which is great. Stop promoting violence and instigating. Grow up. If somebody wants to divorce you, and like I said, whatever happened, take that. Let them have whatever. If they're trying to seek your money or whatever, I get it. It's frustrating. You don't want to give up half of what you have spent your life earning. I get it. There's endless possibilities to handle a situation. Always, I'm telling you. Because you just disrespected the ground. Like I said, unnecessarily disturbing life because you couldn't hold your anger in. Or if you were calm about that shit, that's even scarier. Moving on. Warriors create themselves through conquering difficulties, trial and error, extreme pain and grief. We face fear and speak even when afraid. For example, there was a case in my state where I live. His name is Sean Reed. And yes, he was running from the police, and I'm not saying that was right. But he was also, if you saw the video, he was very scared. And there is police brutality, okay? You can ignore it all you want, but it's real. And so he was killed by police. He was running away. I jumped out of the vehicle, and they say he fired shots. He didn't. I listened to this video hundreds of time. I put it in my Bluetooth in my car, and I turned it up really loud, and I listened to the video hundreds of times. Every shot fired was at a distance. If he was holding the phone as he's running, if he was shooting a fucking gun, you would have heard it a lot closer to the speaker. So, I'm not a forensic expert again, but like I said, that's one detail that I will never forget. So when that happened, he was a cousin of somebody who was really close to me at that time. And it wasn't even that. Like, I was outraged. I was so outraged that I came out of my cave. I made a poster about it, about police brutality, and I went down to this protest by myself. That's how I knew I could do it. And that is what rose me up out of my cave and my shelter and being quiet about everything that I've held in for. That was it. That was it right there. I don't remember. It was a few years ago. It was at least 3 years ago. I don't think I had my son then, so it was 4 years ago. or so. And I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped talking ever since. Whatever's coming out, like I said, the further you bury the truth, the more destructive it is when it rises to the surface. So, yeah, I rose from my cave, and here I am. Been on a journey of spiritual awakening ever since. Back to my warrior. You'll shine light for others who are lost. In return, our light will ignite with fresh purpose. Purpose you can't imagine unless you go on the journey with your spirit. Let it show you your capabilities. Speaking of spiritual awakening is a long, depressing, messy, and very dark experience. It's also beautiful. It can last days, months, or years. You'll feel your heart ache and break 100 times. Your world with known cycles and conditioning is coming to an end. The world isn't ending physically. The illusions in it are. It'll feel like everything is over inside. If the higher power wanted to truly end Earth, they would have by now. Look at what humans have done with it. Really look at it. Do you really think that we're supposed to be overrun with corporations and greed? You're delusional. Anyway, during a spiritual awakening, you'll become lost for a while, very unsure. Trust your process. After a shedding process or an awakening, your mind pattern is dying. While dying out, the mind makes you miserable by re-identifying yourself with old dysfunctional patterns. Your shining is rising like the sun. You'll feel its presence deep down. Wait for it. You can learn depth during a storm. We can learn powerful messages in a storm. You can learn to float through them, discovering all the beauty being planted during them. It's starting to bloom, creating a grand rise beyond the sky. Storms reveal what's solid. They say don't look back yet. It's best to make sure you correct behaviors. Yeah. They say don't look back yet. It's best to make sure you correct behaviors. Moving forward. The past is a place of reference, a guide, not your residence. So I jump from one thing to another. It's all connected in somehow, some way to me. Probably because I'm talking about a storm. I think it's because I was talking about a storm and process of this and shedding, and then this happened today. Went to the doctor and got on the scale. I gained another 4 pounds. My heart just dropped because I don't know where it's coming from. Granted, I haven't picked up my exercise yet, like I should, like I'm going to be at home. Like I do little things, but I'm not doing what I really want to be doing because it's just so busy too. Like it's not just, I'm just trying to learn more balance of like managing time and things like that. And what the fuck was I going with that? Oh, my bad. So I'm frustrated because my brain's like not even thinking about the appointment. It's thinking about where is this weight coming from? Because I don't eat out. I don't eat a bunch of shit, like high sugar stuff. Like I really don't. Granted, I've only been eating once a day and having a smoothie, which is, I need to eat more. You know what I mean? I know I need more, so I need more fuel and to add more things to my diet because I wanna expand. Excuse me. So I am like, I begin jumping off that cliff after I left the doctor. I jumped right off that cliff back into insecurity, what I call the pits of hell, where it's pitch black darkness, just a bunch of hatred, self-hatred, and just you feel gross and nasty, and everything is disgusting. You look in the mirror and you see yourself, you're altered, you're very distorted. It's a reflection that I call it the ugly reflection. And I look like a fucking demon to me. Like, it's so weird how the mind plays tricks on you. It's like a different, I don't even know. It's not you. It's the mind doing this. And it's like, okay, I dread seeing this reflection because then I obsess about it. And then that's what I think I look like. So then I just stop wanting to go anywhere. And like I said, all these unhealthy cycles. I just was, I started to go down that path, and I was feeling gross, and I could just, I don't like being this big. I don't mind being bigger, but I want to be where I was at. You know, I need to lose about 30 pounds is what I want to, and gain muscle. So, you know, I was doing really good. That's what I get so frustrated with myself, is I was doing so good transitioning, doing resistance training, because they were suggesting doing resistance training when you're exercising to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. So it's better for your skin stretching. You know, because obviously when you get bigger, then you get smaller, you're going to have that extra skin. But I don't want to get so small. I don't want a bunch of extra skin. I don't mind the fat. I just don't want to be this fat right now where I'm at, and I realized too that I'm on a mood stabilizer, and that can cause weight gain too. So you got to make sure you're exercising, eating a balanced diet. Like I said, I don't put a bunch of, sometimes I might eat a cookie, but then I just feel sick, so I don't even know why I eat it. But mostly I really don't eat that stuff, because I realize it's just empty calories. Why do I want to put empty calories in my body? I want nutrients, I want minerals. I don't need a bunch of flavor. I have the flavor in my body. But and I was, like I said, I don't remember how long this was going on. And then all of a sudden, it was like my faith just reached down and pulled me right back up and came up with a plan of action. It was talking to me like someone I loved. It was just a beautiful, like I said, a beautiful process. And just as a check to grow your faith. Because I'm telling you, your faith will come for you no matter what. Darkness may come for you. Evil may come for you. But so does faith. Faith will fly right to you. May just have to get through a little bit of turmoil, but it's coming. It's coming for you. That's why I know we are really, truly, beyond a shadow of any doubt, stronger than anything our mind puts us through. A lot of it is in our head. You are beyond a mental illness. I don't care if you've got bipolar, this, that, the third. You must believe it first and work towards it. Find your cycles. Dissect, analyze. Psychoanalyze everything. Learn about human development. Start learning. A lot of mental illness, I think, is just lack of ignorance. So it causes panic and fear and all these things when you just lack knowledge. We are all ignorant. We all should be learning something every single day. You're not bored, read something. Read about a topic. Start asking yourself questions. What is this? I don't know, just anything. I do this shit all the time. You know, it's It's wonderful. Learning, the knowledge that you put into yourself is what is going to save your life later. Your faith will save your life, literally. And I'm telling you, I understand suicide. I'm good. I'm just saying, I see where people would want to check out, going back to that place, like I said, but they're so lost. They're not understanding what's going on because they're conditioned to believe all this bullshit. And I'm here to be like, no, 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 no. Those are the people I want to talk to. You know what I mean? I'll go in the middle of anything. Just like the videos I was talking about earlier with the guy demolishing the house and the mom. I want to holler. I wish I could talk to him and be like, look, who hurt you? Seriously, not being funny, not shaming you. What's up? We gotta... No. Respect the ground, respect it. Get self-control. There shouldn't be this many laws holding you accountable. We gotta start holding ourselves accountable. Not somebody else, ourselves. There was I just suggest to go get some lab work done. I don't really, mess with doctors like that, but I will suggest getting some lab work done. I got a bunch of tests ran. And overall, I'm not too bad off. Got some highs and some lows. But for somebody who ain't never had this shit done, I think it was pretty cool because it shows you what the levels should be, what your levels are, and then what does this test mean. I was like, oh yeah. So I got some work to do tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing all kinds of reading and we're gonna learn together. But go get your labs done. Because you could feel fine, just be a little tired, and then you got high cholesterol on the way to a heart attack, stroke, and you could pass. Then you lose the whole left side of your body tomorrow. I'm not trying to traumatize you. I'm just trying to say health is important. And anyway, moving on. I'm at 42 minutes. There's a video, or it's not even really a video. It's pretty popular. If you're a bum if you don't provide. And first perspective, it's all about perspective. I think it's a bum move to demand a finished product without assisting in the process. Fold your hand inward. Everyone should work hard. It's life. We are supposed to continue it together as a team. Men and women tripping thinking women should just cook, clean, and tend to the kids. It's much more than that. Team effort or nothing for me. I don't do gender roles either. It's limiting. Humans make things complicated for no reason and are self-serving. Honestly, we are supposed to be more self-sufficient on family farms, helping to replenish life as a community. You don't get an award for doing what's right. I don't know why y'all want corporations running the show. It's war of human ego out here. That's dangerous when you're extremely aware. Scary out here. What's the obsession with wanting someone else to provide everything for you, though? Why wouldn't you want to be whole within first? Capitalism has the mind, body, and soul trapped. For real. Moving on. I struggle out loud now, so you see we are connected. I don't want pity. I want change. I don't want attention or to compare pain. Pain is pain is pain. I wear my scars proudly on my skin to make others feel less alone. I offer or to offer moments of reflection. It's needed for all of us. I could be a distraction, a quick cheer up, or give glimpses to how we really are connected. As we shift, you'll realize you are not the same. Things you tolerated before are you no longer deal with. It becomes a deal breaker. Where you remained quiet, you speak up. Where you once battled or argued, you give silence. You begin to understand the value of your voice. Some situations no longer deserve time, energy, or focus, and it's all a natural process. Let it all unfold. Therapy is a treatment plan. Psychology is a science. Having someone to vent to isn't the same as actively creating plans to heal. Having someone to vent to isn't the same as actively creating plans to heal. Let's work on those solutions. Talk about it, feel it. Solutions. Talk about it, feel it. Talk about it, feel it. Talk about it, feel about it. Solutions. Rewrite it. I gotta share a trolling moment. I thought it was beautiful, but this is the type of trolling I do. It's a hobby. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun for me because it's helping me get prepared for when I'm speaking behind the podium, getting this mission going. The comment was, I don't remember what the video was about. Just this comment stuck out to me because it's a common thing. You, like I said, very passing a judgment. Boom. Placing that hierarchy. You have to down that person. You have to make them feel small so you feel superior. This guy said, the comment was, I can't listen or take advice from a man who didn't have a father growing up. He's talking about the guy in the video. We are from different worlds, and his point of view doesn't apply to me. Okay, cool. Didn't have to say that. But it's just funny. He leads dropouts and people with 1.0 GPAs. I miss our scholars and the historically educated, not mofos misguided with a slick tongue. This was my comment to him. It's wild you defend an education system full of false knowledge. Earth is a legal Ponzi scheme, and you say you miss the historically educated? Do you even know real history? Or are you programmed to believe everything for you? History is massacre. That's what you support. Okay. Like I said, trolling. That is all I have for this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time.